AI is built on large language models. Large language models are built to guess. And we'll talk about how it does it and why it does it. But when you build an AI that's guessing the future or guessing the next thing, sometimes it guesses right and sometimes it guesses wrong. And so when you're implementing inside your company, the best way to get to guess right is to take a little bit of time, spend a little bit of energy and maybe money to implement your company inside of your model, or RAG as we're going to call it. You'll hear more about that in a second. Once you've done that, then the OpenAIs, ChatGPT, then the Geminis, Google, they can go out and they can do a much better job of guessing ahead and being that thought partner we had in the first bullet point. The next thing we want to do is we want to get your leadership framework in there. We want AI to think like you think. Imagine right now AI is this super genius toddler, and it's not necessarily programmed to have your way, your strategy in mind. It's generic as much as it can be coming out of Silicon Valley. So let's be very clear. The bulk of AI's thinking comes out of one place, from one country in one place. It comes from the United States, with the exception of DeepSeek, which is out of China, but it comes from the United States, and it comes straight out of the San Francisco Valley, Silicon Valley. That's where it comes from. And almost all the thinking, all the pre-program comes out of there. So as neutral as that part of the country and the world can be, and you could argue it is, but we'll say that for a political debate later. But that is how neutral AI is. And we've all seen some of the funny videos of us throwing questions at it around gender or whatever. And again, I won't get political here, but we've all seen how it can get some pretty weird answers because it's jumping through mental gymnastics to try not to offend anybody and be neutral. And that's the point I'm trying to make on this third bullet point is AI out of the box should be a toddler, super genius toddler that is neutral. Should be, not saying it always is. Well, that doesn't work in business. In business, you can't be neutral on risk. You can't be neutral on direction of the business. You can't be neutral on people. Doesn't work that way. There's a lot of things in life you can be neutral on, but in business, it doesn't work that way. So we want to ingest into it, not just your business, your model, but also the framework for how you make decisions. Then we want to take help you take any existing strategic plan and execution and things that you do, get that in there as well. Because the old saying about, the best way to not repeat history, I'm not even thinking the saying right. What is it? The best way to not repeat history is to know it or whatever. The same thing here. If you performed well, let's know what performed well. If you didn't perform well, let's know what didn't perform well. And let's help AI understand your business so we can execute better.